Bitcoin is going to hit 60 to 65k, I guarantee it. The bigger question is not if Bitcoin is going to hit 60 to 65k, it's when is Bitcoin going to hit 60 to 65k. So it's a little bit of a long process, but I'm going to be going through 4 steps, or like a 4-step approach of why I truly believe Bitcoin is going to hit 60 to 65k, the lessons I've learned, the mindset, and the long-term vision as a trader. So let's get to it. Right, so let's first look into the overall history. So the main thing I kind of want to highlight is obviously right now we have claimed, or the video as we said, is 60 to 65k. Why is that? Well, that is within the region of the previous all-time high. Now 60 is where we start off as a psychological level, and then 65k really was where price kind of peaked above. Now price didn't really sit above it. Yes, it did wick above, so it wicked around 60, it went all the way as high as like 68k, so it could come to 70k. But if we had to put a tolerance on it, 60 to 65k is the higher probability. Now the reason it's a higher probability is because when it comes into trading, what we look for in zones is we look to trade in a zone where price has hit multiple times. You don't want to go to a, like a price where it's only hit once. The more time it's respected, the more respected that key level is, the higher the probability is going to test, right? It's like a basketball shot. If you know you can take your free throw from your right arm and you have your momentum and you're going to keep hitting it off a specific point off of the backboard into the hoop, you know that there is a high probability that you're going to score through that hoop because you're hitting that key level. It's the same thing as trading. As it comes to within that price zone, it's going to respect it more and more. Now that we've got that identified, one thing I want to go over it, and the point of this section is the history, right? So in the history, we had the previous level between 16 all the way to 18k, and 20k was the previous high. So if we kind of correlate it from, in the 2018 period, it will be between 16 to 18k and 20k is the high. Right now, it is between 60 to 65k and the high would be 70k. I do want to quickly say is if you do want to trade your Bitcoin, don't forget to go onto ByBit where there is $30 worth of an airdrop, which cash goes to you, and up to $40,000 worth of bonuses. Link in the description, make sure you check it out. So let's get back to the video. Now this goes into the second bit, which is mindset and my personal lesson. Now throughout the whole period of 2018, we had this whole idea of what if, right? I kept thinking, what if price came back to 20k? What if, if I did invest it and I did buy Bitcoin at 4k, then I'd make a 5x on my investment. Or even if I leverage trade this, I could even make 10 or 15x. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. And I did make a little bit of money. But the main lesson I want to share with this, and I think everyone should know, is during this period there was maximum fear. And it's a really ironic situation, because if we fast forward and we look at this bull run, everyone was buying when it was in greed. But the thing is, we should be doing the opposite as investors or even traders, because we should be buying in fear, selling in greed, not buying in greed, selling in fear. Because if you think about it, it's kind of backwards. Why would we buy Bitcoin at 60k to sell it at 15k? We kind of made a little bit of a loss unless you short the market. But that's a different story for a different day. But my main point from this second section, mindset, is that it retested. This told me, and I learned within this period of lifetime, that I had a thesis that it could retest that 20k. Now, the idea of that is I didn't know when, but I knew if it does retest this, then we have a high probability of testing 20k again. And it's done that. And the same thing has happened with 60k. In 2021, we had the same thing. I said, well, we could retest 60k. And guess what? We did, and we made a new all-time high. And guess what? Right again, we are going to monumentally timestamp this video because it's going to retest 60k. It's inevitable. It's key. And this goes into the third section, which ties into the second section, which is technical analysis and key levels. The point is, again, now we've had 60k tested twice, we have a very high probability for this to test this key level. Whether it's going to break it is going to be another discussion, but as a major key level, and especially if we go onto the monthly chart, we can see price is actually still very, very bullish. We pushed onto the upside, we had a double top, we've retraced, now moving averages are crossing over and creating momentum. It may take 2 years, it may take a couple of years, but if you think about it, it is still a very good position to understand the overall market movement. So the story is telling us that 60k is going to be tested. Now let's go into a little bit more of a deeper dive. Now if we look into the major key levels from the weekly point of view, I'm going to just to quickly draw them in. we can see previously this 30k has been tested multiple times, and we've actually been talking about this, you know, through our previous videos where price has been rejecting this. Look at this huge candle, failed to push again, and if we do break above, this is going to be a support, and we've got a lot of room for the upside. Look at this whole space we could trade within, and this goes into 2024. You know, 2024 we've got Bitcoin halvening, you've got Hong Kong now accepting crypto, there's more adoption to it, there's more awareness to it, and these are the fundamental side of things which we haven't even touched on yet. So it's just good to understand, you know, from a trader's perspective, and just to kind of share with you guys my own information for you to do your own research to understand that, look, the key levels are there. It's been proven time and time again in the past that 60k is in the books. How can we position ourselves? These are the next question, and the fourth and final step you need to think about now. How can you position yourself? How are you looking to take advantage of this situation? What kind of confluences are you looking for? And you can kind of set yourself up for this, because at the same time, this is the best time to position yourself to learn and earn, because we had all this time from 2018 to 2020 to position ourselves in order to trade Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin. The same thing has happened now. We've pulled all the way back down. We're in this fear section at the moment and coming to the next key level to trade within a new period and a new range. And if we do come to 60k, how can we capitalize on it? We don't want to be those people who are buying at 60k when it tests again and then sell at 15k. It makes no sense. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen over the next couple of months, over years? This is a longer term outlook, but I felt like it was an important video as a trader, as part of the Coin Bureau trading, to make this video for you guys to help you understand my overall concept and my overall vision when it comes to Bitcoin from the monthly and the weekly chart point of view. Okay, so remember to like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace, double peace.